Hello, how are we all doing this beautiful Friday night? Speak to the spirit of NBN and Telstra, and the spirit of my webcam and my laptop. I have a divine connection with no problems. How are we all doing? Smudge my cards. So before I go into my readings tonight, I just wanted to let you know, for those of you who are business owners or do anything online, or they're wanting to start their own business, I'm going to run a 3-day content challenge next week. Hi Sarah, hi Avril, Simone, Jody, how are you all doing? So with my clients through my coaching, and also some of the ladies in the group, like in my group, there's a lot of women who are wanting to step up and start using their gifts. So they run meditations or women's circles, tarot readings, Bowen therapy, Chinese astrology, all kinds of amazing women in my group. And they all don't know how to promote themselves, speak about themselves. There's such a stigma around selling that you kind of feel sleazy or awkward, so I'm running the content challenge so that people can understand that you can sell in a really sacred way and be authentic and be yourself. And the challenge is actually two-sided. There's going to be practical advice about content, and then there's also going to be a little bit of understanding about mindset. So with the archetypes, with that, the self-love, the self-critic, the prostitute, the victimology, the saboteur, we'll weave a little bit of that in it so we understand why we are so deeply uncomfortable about talking about ourselves when we want to sell. And I go into it and I just break it down so it's really gentle and your saboteur doesn't freak out, and you get really practical advice, which you can then go forth and sell yourself without feeling really sleazy. So if any of yous are wanting to promote yourselves online in any way, it's a free challenge. It's my gift because all of my coaching clients at the moment have the exact same problem, and it's like a real block for a lot of people. And I thought, well, I'm going to create the challenge because I think it's going to help people. So the sign up for the challenge is in my description. So it's I've got the most beautiful, amazing group of women in that Sovereign Circle group, and I'm very blessed. I put a lot of intention and work and energy into making sure my group is high vibrational and nurtured. And I do weekly healings. So on a Monday, I get on in the morning and I do a healing, which people can listen to, and the people who really need it tend to, will be there. Sometimes I'll do readings. Sometimes I get on and different things will pop up, and it just tends to be perfect for what people need to hear. And I think people need to really understand about the content at the moment. So, as always, there's always going to be a little bit of a delay with the comments. So don't hesitate to re-ask a question, because I tend to, my readings tend to be a little bit longer than normal. And then I'll just, whoever's on that page is whoever I click on, my eyes are drawn to. So we have got the beautiful Jason was on last week, and I missed him. So I'm going to give Jason a card. Well, let's see what we've got for you. And happy full moon. I'm quite tired today because I didn't sleep very well. I did a lot of dreaming. It was very interesting. Very interesting. Hi, Carrie. How are you doing, Blossom? I've got some really regular faces and names, and then I've got a couple of newbies. Well, Jason, you've got a really lovely reading. So the first card is the vessel. So this is it's like a feeling where we're upgrading. So sometimes we can be physically going through like a bit of a release so that we can hold more. Sometimes we've made that vow, I'm ready to step up and I'm ready to be of service, help people more, hold more energy, go up to that next spiritual level. It's like when your container becomes bigger. So that's on the energetical level. It's also a time to really nourish the body. So if you're getting any kind of urge to eat better, exercise, start yoga, do something or other, really follow that intuition, because the physical vessel, mind, body, spirit, if the body is deeply supported, then it allows the mind and the spirit to be able to grow a lot faster if you're going through that upgrade. You have, Jason, you've got the unseen. So the unseen is your intuition. You might see things, you might hear things, you might know things. If you're clairsentient and you know things, then it might be an even deepening of that ability. Dreams, lucid dreaming might come on and be a lot stronger. Both of these cards are talking about your intuition. So really, if you're getting some intuition to study something, go somewhere, start a business, do something, then really deeply follow and listen to that intuition. If it seems like it's a big life-changing thing, Jason, then you can always ask for signs. You can always go, well, hang on, guys, if you want me to do that, I want 3 signs. So I just feel like there's going to be something coming through. You've also got the kiss card. So the kiss is such a wonderful, expectant feeling. When you have that first kiss with a new partner and you're like, well, is it going to be good? Is it going to be sparks? Are my teeth going to clack together? What if it's sloppy? And it's all that exciting, confusing, like, so the expectant is that energy of something's about to happen. This card often comes through before the threshold card. So you have like this expectant stuff happening and then you get to the threshold and you dive off. All 3 of these cards are very intuitive based. So it's like something's about to happen, really embrace it. If it seems like a really big, I'm not sure about that, then ask for those signs. Or if you really feel it in your bones, just go for it, because it's a good feeling. I have no kind of heaviness. I have more of a lighthearted, like, yeah, baby kind of feeling. So that's really exciting. And I feel like you're almost been wanting something for a while, some kind of a shift or change. And these cards would be aligned with that happening. And remember that vessel, deeply honor that body, because it's going to help the mind and spirit. I hope that resonated for you. Okay. Let me just take a little sip and then we'll hold on to Sarah. So we've come to I've had the strangest week. I've like days and stuff have been blending together to me, and I always forgot it was Friday. Yes, thank you. Ask validation. Perfect, Jason. And good luck. Okay. Now, the beautiful Sarah. Letting go. Sarah has been letting go. Oh, wow. You got apocalypsis. I'm having deja vu. Did I give you a reading in the last couple of weeks? Did you get apocalypsis? Can't remember. I don't remember my readings, everybody. I would go mad if I remembered everybody. I'm just having deja vu. The flame. The dead end. Okay, Sarah, you have got a little bit. You did, and no, I didn't get that. Not that I remember. You would remember apocalypse. So you say that you're letting go, and this card tells me that you're going to be doing a little bit more letting go. When this card comes through, it's an initiation card. There's only 8 in the deck, and it's layer upon layer of work. So when an initiation card goes through your, life and your energy field, it's in your relationships, it's in how you see yourself, it's in how you work with people, it's how your friends react, it's how your family interactions. So it's piece by piece. So it's really deep inner work. So this card literally means, going through the layers of deceptions. So the lies which we tell ourselves and the lies that other people tell us. It is the revealing of those truths. And it's working on peeling away anything that no longer serves us. So this card comes in when we're doing deep psyche work. We're journeying into the underworld, basically. So I feel like I think you know that you're already doing this. There's some stuff that you really need to let go of. You have 2 other cards, the flame and the dead end. The flame is that energy that's going to help you get through the deep work that you're doing. Use ceremony, use a candle, use flame, journal, anything that's creative. This flame comes through and it builds that energy. So sometimes people don't like doing the deep psyche work and they freak out, or they're like, this is too hard, this is too awful, or I don't want to change. But that flame is telling me that you are so capable and so ready. It can come through your life like a forest fire at times, but it doesn't feel like that to me. It feels like, no, this is the flame of creation. I'm ready to be the phoenix. I'm ready to rise out of the ashes and be reborn. The dead end is literally, you have to face this now. It's a dead end. It's like this. You come to a wall and you can't move beyond it. Some people can have lessons and they're going along and they can ignore the lesson and they can take 10 years to learn the lesson. But when the dead end comes in, your whole life grinds to a halt until you face this lesson. So if you're having relationship issues, self-worth issues, if you're having any of those things, it's now. You can't move forward until you face that. And really, I'll show you my little, I have a little candle. On one side, I have the seer. So when I'm doing my readings, I'll light this and I use the flame. On the other side, I have written priestess. So when I do my coaching, I want to be my priestess archetype. I am literally using the flame and intention and prayer work to really help me hold space. Ceremony is so powerful. It's not something that a pagan witch does in the middle of the forest naked under the moon. It is a way of using the elements and verbalizing your intention, and that's how you manifest, darling. That's how you move through so much stuff really quickly. And the flame being here is such a perfect sign. Get the candle out, write everything that you need to let go of and burn it. I don't know if you're part of my Sovereign Circle group, Sarah. I've got the link in my description. And last week, I suggested to one of the ladies to do a process called the forgiveness process. And I went and I did a video on it. So if you join my group, I'll see you are asked to be invited into the group, and I will tag you in the video and watch it. And I think the forgiveness process is actually going to be quite powerful for you because it also brings that flame into it. And it's just going to help you move through that apocalypse energy where you just literally declare to the universe and yourself, I'm so ready to let go of this stuff. and move forward. And need that, keep saying can't take another hit, doing all that and so much more. I'm really deep and I'm done with it in my life. What's the lesson? No, all that there's go. Love me, found all the love worth more. It's always be a day-to-day thing here and out. Say no to everything. No more letting go. You're picking up on what's going on 100%. Yep, last night did all that and more. Even Shannon, that's perfect, Sarah, because that's showing that you're so willing to go through the energy of that apocalypse. So if you're literally doing that, now start calling in and going, well, what dreams do I want? What do I want to be doing? What are my secret desires? Because if you're willing to let go of all that stuff and you're doing the work, then you're going to replace it with something and replace it with healthy habits, healthy dreams. And if fears and doubts and blocks come up while you're trying to manifest your dreams, your desires, your passions, your purpose, then you know that there's more work to do, and you know that, okay, well, here's this block, I have this fear about this, and then you start working through it. And so if you're doing all that releasing work, then start working on your purpose and dreams and things that you want, and then see if any fears come up, and then you know what the next layer is. Holding all the new life intentions. Yeah. I focus on that, Sarah. And as you're journeying through, if something comes up, like a fear or a block, as you're really focusing on all these new things, then that's your answer. You know exactly what you need to work on, because there's the new block and the new layer. That's exactly how I work. I'll be going along and I'll get like stalled, and I'm like, okay guys, you need to really, really show me, and I'm willing to let it go and do the work and heal it. And depending on what the block is, it can be anywhere from a few minutes to a few hours to a few days. It's no longer, you know, I don't really have huge things in the last bit for a while. I did go through a mini death and rebirth in April, May last year, but that was a big whammy. Okay. In my description, so in the writing either above or below my live, Sarah, I've wrote a description out. So my page is Jess Beard, Inner Alchemist, and the group that I'd like you to join is Sovereign Circle with Jess Beard, and there's a link for that at the end as well, and that's where it's going to have that forgiveness process in it. But I do all kinds of stuff in my group, so sometimes there's other rituals and things as well. Okay, I'm just going to smudge my cards, the beautiful Kelly. Now, your new business. Let's see what archetypes come up for you, Blossom. It's a pleasure, Sarah. I really get such a positive vibe, even though some of those cards were full on. And there will be something that's in there, and you'll find what that dead end card is. And I think it's some kind of fear when you're trying to step forward into whatever your purpose is. I think you're going to come across a fear that you didn't even know that you had, but you've got that real strong fiery energy, which is going to allow you to push through that. Your energy is actually not too bad. I think you're being hard on yourself. I actually get a really strong, I'm just going to push through this because I'm sick of, I'm sick of living the other way. So I find your energy actually incredibly strong in a, I'm determined to do this, almost like the Terminator. So be proud of that. Now, the beautiful Kelly. For your business. Okay. hold on, my round cards just run away. It's the only downside of having round cards at times, isn't it? Yeah, I get that, Sarah. You're done. You're ready. You're ready. You're ready. I love that. Okay. So, Kelly, you have the healer right in the middle, and you also have the orphan. So is your new business in the healing arts, either as a teacher or for people who feel wounded? You have the Venom card straight up. So this is a warning card. Don't let your inner critic, your inner perfectionist, and your inner procrastinator in any way stop you from listening to your intuition. So that's the warning on the inner level. On the outer level, it's also a warning that as you shift and you start becoming successful, you start doing your work, you start putting your energy into yourself and your business, there's probably going to be friends or family members or a partner who's going to temporarily wig out, and they can be really like, oh, that's never going to work, or, you know, everyone else has tried that, you know, or, you know, that's not a sustainable business, and they'll just be a Dobby Downer, and they don't really realize what they're doing on an energetic level. So on an energetic level, they are projecting shit upon your business and your business idea and upon yourself. So you're going to have to be really vigilant to like shake that off. Do clearings, do energy work, do saging, crystals, anything that's protective, so that you can actually not have to deal with other people's projections and just do your work. It can also mean on another level, your competitors can also get a little bit snarky, you know, or you'll feel like there's competitiveness. So you need to actually you need to really hold a solid boundaries and energetic boundaries around yourself, so as you're doing your work, and don't allow yourself to be self-critical, but also at the same time supremely protective. Now you have the healer come through. So this archetype is literally that. You heal people, whether or not it's a healing art, a psychic art. You know, I've had times when I'm doing readings for people and they've bawled their eyes out, and they've come in there, and it's just one thing that they needed to hear. And if you're teaching, if you're a counselor, if you're an artist, you still all can use this. A piece of art can heal somebody. You know, like, so this archetype is, I get a really strong feeling with it. So really set your intentions no matter what you're doing. So you've just wrote, oh, hello, Kylie. How are you, Blossom? So hi, Donna. So Kelly, what do you mind telling us what your business is? I really want to know, because this healer energy is like really super strong. So in some way or form, I really feel like that is you embodying that healer archetype. I need to just take a little sip. Won't be 1 second. You've also done a lot of self-healing. Cleaning business. Do you know, I know a lot of people who are incredible with their cleaning. So as you're cleaning the places, you can totally set such a huge intention that you're doing really sacred work. And there's a card in the archetypes here. One's called the Sustainer. And so many people don't understand how important the everyday, you know, so-called boring things are. You know, they don't like to clean their own kitchen. They don't like to do the shower work. They don't like to do such and such. And they don't like to cook. They don't like to do these things. And it's actually how you can be deeply grounded. And I have the highest respect for people who do the work that you do, because if you go in there with the intention of, I am going to clean these houses and these businesses and everything so that it feels amazing and cleansed, then people will feel that. The real estate agents that you'll work with, if you clean schools, if you clean any of those things, they'll recommend you to other people because they don't understand what's happening on an energetic level. They just go into the house and they feel better. So you could put sacred oils or even crystals in the water. You could smudge the places if you're guided to. I know some healers who do this work. I think that's really profound. The orphan has come through. So I find that really interesting, because the orphan is usually when you feel lonely, or the wounded child. So I'm actually wondering if you have anyone in your like as being a real Dobby Downer about your business and thinking that you're going to fail, or you think you're going to fail, or anything else like that, because this card is quite a lonely card. Like, you feel like, can I really do it? So like, I just want to say, you know, I think what you're doing is amazing, and you should really wholeheartedly own it and just go, I'm going to be the most fantastic cleaner on the planet. My business is going to thrive. Everyone's going to see and feel what I do, and I'm just going to have repeat business, because after I clean a house, after I clean a business, everyone's just going to go, oh. And, you know, that's what's actually going to get them coming back. So that orphan card is a little bit unusual. If you're feeling a little bit lonely, a little bit scared, or unsure of yourself, then go for it. If it can be financially rewarding if you believe in yourself, Blossom. There is always going to be work needed for cleaners. Set your boundaries, set your prices, do an amazing job of it, and don't be afraid to promote yourself to people. So you don't just say, I'm a cleaner. You say, I'm an amazing cleaner who uses a lot of different products so that the houses feel amazing. I use a mixture of essential oils and like, you know, just own it. You're not just a cleaner. You're a fantastic cleaner who takes a lot of pride in your work, and you know, own it, because it is something that is word of mouth, very much so. And the more you own your power, the more money you're going to have. You don't have to start off at $5 an hour or anything else like that. Find out what the competitive price is and then grow from there. I'm so excited for you. I actually feel like it's way more than just cleaning. You know, really own your power, girlfriend. Okay. Now, well, there you go. Look at what Kylie just wrote. She would love a cleaner with integrity and soul alignment. So more and more people are wanting, where I think after COVID and after Trump and the media and everything else, everyone is just sick of the shit show, which is our media. What they want is genuine connection. Be genuine, be yourself, be awesome, own it. I'm really excited for you. Now, Kylie, I'm going to give you a reading, my love. I want to see what's going on with you. Wow, you got Starborn. I'm so not surprised. Everybody, the beautiful Kylie has an amazing business which is called Wish Upon a Star Healing, and she does crystal workshops, and she's got a pendulum workshop coming up at the end of the month, but she also does packs with all kinds of goodies in them, smudgings and crystals and stuff, and she does distant healings. And I'm sure you can all understand. I think she's amazing. Oh, wow. And you got a really good reading after everything that's been going on as well, Kylie. The Starborn. The Starborn is about absolutely owning and understanding your uniqueness and your abilities, your gifts and talents, and really just going, I am the healer, I am the business owner, I am a super powerful priestess. You know, your aspects, the people that parts of you that make you uniquely you. So this card's got the most divine energy. It's like when you were born, in that microsecond that you came out of the womb, the stars, the asteroids, the planets, everything was uniquely aligned. There's no one else on the planet that is quite like you. Even if they were born to the microsecond, they're on a different part of the planet and things are aligned differently. There is nobody else on the planet like you, like me, like anyone here. So this card comes through and it's time to own your uniqueness and your abilities. And it's one of my favorite cards. You have the Queen, your sovereign self. You know, I've been watching you blossom and grow and step up into your abilities as a businesswoman, as a healer, and as someone that's just fucking awesome. And this card is like, yes, I'm so ready to stand here and go, I can do this. You also have the Storm. So this is, it's sudden epiphanies, sudden changes, lightning strikes of creativity. It can be a chaotic time where there's like so much going on. If this card comes through with some heavy cards, it usually indicates like there might be a chaotic, oh my God, life-changing moment, but there's such strong ownership, you know, standing in who you are. I actually think that you're going to have moments in the next couple of weeks where it's just like, here comes an idea or a sudden opportunity or something that's just so out of, you know, the storm, a lightning bolt of like, wow. So that's just like an amazing reading. You should be really excited after the week that you've had. So I think that's beautiful. Oh, Jason, that's a really lovely way of putting it. So don't just clean houses, clean souls as well. Do you know there's people put that analogy, Jason, of like our house and our car are like reflections of ourselves in different times. And then my friend used to swear that every time her car had a problem, she also had a problem. So yes, the house can totally be a reflection of it. And I know some really amazing healers who used to clean houses, and I know some amazing cleaners, and they just do such amazing work. They really do. Oh, I'm so glad that that really resonated, Kylie. Now, Jenna, let's see what we have got for you. Just might smudge those cards. I can't remember if I did. Just do a little smudge. So how's everyone's full moon been? Jenna lost the mother. Whoop. Let's see what the cards we've got coming through. Yeah, Jason, I thought it was really intense as well. Jenna, these cards are slightly, could be emotional. I might actually give it to you personally, if that's okay. I'm going to write down the list of them. And I'm just going to, if you could go to my page, Jess Inner Alchemist, and send me an inbox just saying hi. I'm just going to write down the 3 cards, and I'll just tell you privately. It's nothing, no, I don't think it's anything bad, but I think it could be potentially emotional, and I just don't feel right doing it in front of people. So it just feels really personal. Jenna Vost. So I'm just going to honor my intuition, okay, honey? So just go to my page, and actually I wonder if I can just put it in a link right now. I think if you go at Inner Alchemist, I'm wondering whether or not that would send it through as a link. Oh, no, I don't think it did. So the link is in my description. Yes, Jason, I really feel like it's been releasing so much. I feel like I've been doing that since almost November, really. Okay. So Jenna, is that okay? I haven't got any response from you, Jenna. So just head there, and that's how I'm going to. I'm just going to do that one there. Let's have a little look at Jody. I feel like it's quite emotional, Jenna. I just don't feel like doing it in front of people. It was really private, so we'll just have a little chat, and I'll send you some voice recordings. Okay, so the beautiful Jody. You're welcome, darling. Okay, little Miss Jody, what have we got for you? Okay, Jody. You have a little bit of a tough reading, my gorgeous. So the desert card, when it comes through, it tells me that there usually has been a time where they feel like something's never going to end. Like you're wandering through the desert, and you're like, am I ever going to get to the watering hole? You know, am I ever going to get out of the desert and into? Am I ever going to see green again? So it's like a period of like feeling a bit lost and like, is this ever going to get over? Oh, thanks, Jenna Gorgeous. Then you have the comic. Now this tells me that this card comes through when you hide behind a smile. So you think of some of our great comedians, they'll smile and everything's okay, but they're actually deeply sad underneath. So for that to be right beside the desert card tells me that there might be something that you have either been feeling or haven't been expressing, and you really need to. It can be a time of depression, it can be a time of grief, it can be a time of being lost because your life's been really turned upside down and something's happened and you're like, I don't know what to do. You've got the shadow. So once again, that's that psyche work. It's like a hidden in the shadows. So I'm just wondering, you know, have you been feeling sad? Has something happened and come at, you know, and has really blindsided you? You lost a job, lost a loved one, lost a friendship, or just had a depression kind of come out of nowhere. That comic card is like, we try and fake it, but there's actually something that we're not listening to. It can also mean that sometimes we have a secret desire that we're not expressing, like, I need to change my job, I deeply hate it, or I pretend that I like all of my friends, but they actually don't give a shit about me and I don't particularly like them, and I'm actually kind of lonely. So you see the themes of what I'm talking about, they're like they are, it's like you're grinning and saying everything's fine when it's not. Sometimes it can be in a relationship, if you're having relationship issues as well. You know, you think, oh yeah, you know, we've got a great relationship, that's fine, but then you actually have all these doubts. So very sadly, I lost my job and have a partner of 4 years who lives in England and I'm in Oz. Oh, that's never ever gonna end, and lost the job. So have you got a good support system, Blossom? Oh, you've answered already, you're lonely. I really think if you're going to come out of those shadows, you're going to have to start expressing to people and saying, I'm not okay. I'm really on struggle street right now. Is there a yoga or a meditation group, a women's circle, a knitting club, a pottery club, anything? Like, I think you're going to have to really push yourself to do something to find connection, because your heart's over in England and your physical body's here. You know what I mean? Like, and it's creating that discord and also the shock of the job as well. I think that desert card is very much, well, what am I supposed to do now? I just had volunteer work pop into my head. There is nothing more powerful for a person who is feeling lonely than to do something for somebody else. You know, if somebody's got what I call situational or environmental depression, so what's happening in their life is causing their depression, not a chemical imbalance. If you go out and you do stuff for people, you get all of those amazing oxytocins and all those amazing happy chemicals in your brain, because you're deeply giving. And you know, one of the greatest lies on the planet is that we're supposed to be capitalists and we're in it for ourselves. I don't know one person well, I actually don't know any sociopaths, but I don't know anybody that doesn't actually get such huge, amazing, energetical and emotional relief from doing something nice for somebody. So I think you need to get out there, maybe go and volunteer with animals or with people, join some circles, because you need to be really supporting yourself emotionally, because everything's been stripped from you. And this is what I call an archetype crisis. So when this happens, we have archetypes that are just stripped away from us, and then we start to feel like we've lost our identity. So an archetypal crisis will come through when you know, there's a sudden death, we lose our jobs, our partner stuck overseas, exactly like you're going through. It can be you know, you make a sacred vow, oh, I want to spiritually stand up and be the healer, and then, you know, the archetypes go, well, if you want to be the healer, we're going to have to let go of this, this, and this, and this, and you can go into a bit of a dark night. So you're going to be really supported if you actually go and find a bit of a nurturing tribe. And it can be anything: a knitting group, a reading group, a bushwalking group, anything. And maybe join a couple to support you. And I reckon that'll shift your vibe as well, like the frequency of the shock of it, and open you up to opportunities in different people's. And you might find a job again really quickly. But you need to take that action for yourself to shift your frequency. So good luck, Blossom. If you need any help or anything, I have the Sovereign Circle group, the links up in my description, and I have such an amazing group of women. And I've got the Monday healings that I do. We do a Zoom catch up, like it's like a little women's circle with a couple of men online. So you can also find a bit of support online as well. Now, Rosanna, are you still with us, Blossom? Okay. Hey, Sonny, did you watch that video that I linked you in? Because nobody's going to be able to wave a wand and tell you what your purpose is. Your purpose is already inside of you, and you know it if you do the work. So if you have any questions around it, watch that video and put a question in the comments. But no tarot reader, no medium, no anyone is going to be able to pull a card and it's the card of death. So it's the deceptions of having to be let go of. Nobody's going to be able to tell you what your purpose is, because it's inside of you. It's the things that bring you passion and joy and being of service. So I really recommend that video, because it's something I truly believe in. Okay, so Rosanna, just I'll smudge your cards again. So Rosanna, I'm just going to do, I can't see anywhere here what it's about. I'm just going to do a general reading for you, Blossom. Now, Jody, I'm so happy it all rings true for you. That's really beautiful. Okay, Rosanna. I did tag you in it. I'll re-tag you and look for a tag from Jess Beard, Inner Alchemist. Ooh, Rosanna, you're going to be having a very interesting journey of self-love and almost like self-worship comes to mind. The pilgrimage is exactly that. It's where you go on a journey, and it feels very much a journey of self-love and self-acceptance, and a journey of really starting to love yourself as a woman, and like I'm getting like powerful woman, and really owning your feminine powers and your divine feminine heritage, so to speak. You have the womb, followed by the animal. So the womb is that incredibly potent divine feminine creative force. It's something that is wholly ours and our greatest creative potent power. One day they might be able to stick an artificial womb or something or other in a man, and he might be able to bring a baby to things, and then they cut him open. but he's never going to have a vagina. He's never going to have a womb. It is wholly ours. You know, before they had science, it was a mysterious thing, and it's our creation center. So when this comes through for people, it's the divine feminine. It is being creative. It is self-love, owning and adoring yourself as a woman. You know, you have all these tampon and pad ads which tell you, oh, you're in pain and you're all this different stuff. And you know what? I ditched that program a long time ago, and I started listening to my body. And, you know, now my menstrual cycle comes and goes like a ghost. I'm not listening to all that crap. This is actually my power as a woman, and no one's going to say anything bad about that. And as soon as I made the switch, I started to have so much of an easier time of it. And I stopped telling myself all these pre-programmed ideals. It's potent. If you have any creative at all ideas, things that you're wanting to manifest, put your hands over your womb and really meditate on it. Because that can be such a powerful place of manifestation as well, because you're like, I'm owning it now. Hear me roar. It really comes in with that sovereign aspect as well. Now the skin, the animal, this is being so comfortable in your skin. It ties in perfectly with that womb card and the pilgrim being on that journey. So if you have anything that you don't like about your body, too fat, too thin, too skinny, too freckled, too bony, too pimpled, you know, it's time to just love yourself deeply. I laugh in my sovereign circle, and I laugh with my coaching when I do the coaching, because a lot of the people I help are just trying to start businesses and they have a fear of getting online. And I say to them, I'm fat and freckled. I had to go through the exact same journey of deeply loving myself enough to go, I don't give a fuck what anyone else thinks. I have a purpose. I have an ability, and I can help people, and I'm going to live my truth, and I don't care what anyone thinks. And I have had not one person say anything about being fat and freckled, about anything. And it was all this strange lie and perceptions. Because I own my power. I own the archetype of the priestess. I own the archetype of the seer. I have these abilities. I was born with them. I call them in and I work with them, and I can goddamn help people with them. So it's that energy. You've been really called to just own your femininity, your womanhood, your abilities to create and manifest, and to love yourself on all levels. I love it when the animal card comes through, because it tells me that people are going on that self-love journey times a million. It's not just like, oh, I'm going on self-love. No, it's loving yourself on all levels. Skin right to the bones, owning it. So I'm really excited for you. This is a beautiful reading, and I'm really excited for you. And, you know, let us know how you go. I almost kind of want to have a weekly update on how your journey is going, because I'm that excited for you. And if you'd like to join the group as well, the Sovereign Circle group, I really would genuinely like to hear how your journey unfolds, because I'm just get such an excited feeling for you right now. Perfect. So true. I have a tattoo that says believe. Yes. Beautiful. Okay. Kitty. Rosanna, you've said in love. Perfect. Yes. The in love with yourself as well as being in love. Remember, if you love yourself first, then your partner you attract is your equal. And you can have a balanced relationship. Okay. I'm so glad, Rosanna. That's really amazing. Okay. Oh, have you got a little doggy? Oh, I love doggies. Not sure about my love. Now, I just looked at the clock, Rosanna, and it was 5555. So that's even more potent. Kitty. Here, kitty, kitty. Yes, Rosanna. Okay. You have Kitty, you have a really interesting card of surrender. You literally have, so you say you've been struggling. You have the mother right beside it. So I'm wondering if you're having issues with your mother, whether or not she had abandonment issues, or if you're having issues with your own relationship with children, or if it's the divine feminine, because this card can be all three. When the river comes through, it's telling me that there's a lot of tumultuous kind of choices being thrown at you. Your intuition might be telling you 100 different things. There might be all this stuff going on, and it can be quite a chaotic time. Or it can be a time where you're in the void and you're like, I just don't know what to do. And the key to it is just to surrender, because you have no control, and it can be really hard because I'm an Aries. I'm a little Aries bulldozer, and I don't like when I have this card and I have to surrender and go with the flow. And it's been one of my lifelong journeys to stop trying to want to understand and control the things in my life. I'm good at not controlling people, but outcomes. If I want to do something and I don't get my own way, I've had to really understand that can trigger my child archetype, and whole things can unfold. I've had to really pull that in and just surrender. So I understand how that can be really hard. You have that mother, and then beside it, you have the healer. So it's surrendering and healing your journey with that mother archetype so that you can come to a place of healing and acceptance. If you do have issues with your mum, it can create such a huge issue, because on an archetypal level, I'm going to start with the dad. On an archetypal level, the father is supposed to be the provider and supposed to be the protector and the person who looks after you. And I know that's changed a lot in our society, but we're talking about archetypal. And but while they're doing that, they are absent. Now, when the father archetype is in shadow, it has actually gone into abandonment. They've left you. So the mother, when she is in her light aspects, she is a nurturer. She is protective, fierce lioness. She's deeply loving. If the mother is in shadow, she can smother. She can be a self-righteous bitch. She can be abandoning as well. She can do all these different things. So what creates such a deep wound is not even having a shit mother. The true wound is on an archetypal level, you feel in your bones that you should have had the light aspect, the nurturer, the person who looks after you, the person who's going to fiercely protect you. So you actually feel complete and utter betrayal on a soul deep level. And that's what can create such a huge wounding. Your mum and are fairly close and she doesn't understand you. So what doesn't she understand about you? Do you want to be the healer then? I thought when you were saying yes, is that you had issues with your mum, that it might have been hard. It actually kind of still feels quite deep. Are you a mother yourself? Wendy's just wrote, quite often I listen to these readings for other people and you feel the same messages and results. That's because they're archetypes, Wendy. Archetypes, it's a language and we understand them on a primordial level because they're in our fields, and if they're relevant to us, it makes complete sense. I can go to someone in France and get a translator, and the person doesn't even speak English, and they're going to understand what I'm talking about the mother. And that's why I love archetypes. I'm so passionate about them. So Kitty, your mother doesn't understand you. Do you want to be the healer then? Because if it hasn't come through that strong with there being an issue with the mother, then do you want to, Wendy, I love them. Being an empath affects my daily life. Aha. So she doesn't understand the healer aspect that's in here, this one here. So that's a huge one, Kitty. You know, the empath, I have a lot of respect for people who are empaths, because they heal just by being an empath. But you have to be careful to actually not go into the empath has a shadow side too. So as an empath, you have to be very vigilant and respectful of your boundaries. You have to learn to say no. You have to learn to have a nightly, or sometimes even morning and nightly energy routine so that you're grounded and protected. So you know, if you know, hey, I shouldn't go into the shopping centre today, it's going to wipe me out, then you don't go. You know, so the empath, more than any other archetype, has to really understand and listen to their intuition and learn to protect themselves even more than any other archetype. Because if they don't, the empath turns into the martyr, and then you turn and you victimize yourself. So with that healer that's coming through, there's no polite way to say this, but your mother might never understand your archetype of the empath, and there's never going to be that full resolution there. But if you can learn to regulate your power as an empath, you can actually heal more people and become the stronger healer. Because that's where a lot of the empaths don't understand their own power. Instead of just processing energy for 5 people, if you learn to regulate your power and protect yourself and work upon it, you can go into a crowd of people and not take all of their shit on, and you become like a filter, not a clogged up filter that only works for a few people. So the empath goes hand in hand with multiple different archetypes. They can be incredible teachers, they can be incredible counselors, but they must learn to say no, to have those boundaries, to really, really protect themselves. Otherwise, they martyr themselves and then they victimize themselves. And when I'm doing my coaching with some people, it's always hard for them to hear that, because it's in their nature that they want to help people and they think they're doing the right thing, but you're actually prostituting yourself by saying yes, 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 yes. And instead of saying yes to a soft yes to 50 people, you say yes to 3 people. They get all your energy and you're a dried up husk. You're like, I've got nothing else to give. So, and I know her mood before she does. She's stubborn. She won't understand. It's okay that we're there for each other and have fun together. Yes. So Caroline Miss, I'm going to draw you a fantastic building right now. So Caroline Miss did something that changed my life. This is a building. It's a very fancy building. And she said that as you work your way up the building, the building is you and your spiritual self and your soul. And say you're halfway up the building, you're about here, and you look out, you can see, oh my God, there's ocean, there's trees, there's all these things in the distance. If you get up into the penthouse, you can see all the way, there's an island out there and all the different things. So if your mum is down here in her basement or lower levels and you're up here, you are never, ever going to be able to explain things to her because she can't see. When she's down in her basement, all she sees is smoke and exhaust fumes and cement, and she's like, the fuck is she talking about? Then, feel my emotions? Like, is she crazy? She won't get it. Now, here's the kicker. As you climb up your building, you have to pay rent. The rent gets more and more expensive. And you understand that the rent that I have to pay is, I can't help my mum. She's never going to understand. She's never going to see these things. If she wants to help, I will help her climb up those stairs. I'll put her in the express elevator, but she has to do the work. She has to want to do it. And as the higher you get, the more responsibility you have because you're more powerful. When I was in my basement, I could say whatever I wanted. The higher my building I climb, if I say things, I can manifest them. And if I can manifest things into my life I don't want, because I understand the potency of verbalizing what I want, my power as a priestess, my power to not do unto others bad things. We have to be really careful and vigilant with what we say, what we do, our actions. And sometimes I sit there and these ridiculous things happen to me and I fucking get it. It's the rent. Thank you very much. And I can't help people that don't want to be helped, and neither can you at all. And that's the most bitter medicine. Before I started doing the coaching that I'm doing now, I was doing one-on-one sessions with the archetypes, and I was also doing the readings. And it was not fulfilling enough to me, because people would come and they wouldn't have the transformation and the change because they weren't getting that support. My little Aries bulldozer kind of holds their hand and pushes them along while you make your transformation, you stop sabotaging and doing all those things. And it was actually 2 years ago now. And I had this most amazing session with this lady, and she's like, oh, I'm doing this and I'm that. And we made this plan of all this action she was going to take. And she never did a damn thing. And I was heartbroken. I was just like, it wasn't even the time that wasted time, any of those different things. I'm just like, doesn't she understand that if she doesn't do any of this, she's going to come back in 5 years' time and she's in the exact same spot? And I was about nearly 2 weeks, I was depressed really badly because I had to understand that I couldn't heal somebody that didn't want to be healed, couldn't help somebody that didn't want to be helped. And when I learned that, when I actually fully got the rent that I had to pay, I mourned. I grieved for nearly 2 weeks, having to process that. Oh, I've got a lovely spammer. So Muzbudeen Idris Taiwo. Yeah. Oh, Wendy. That's just huge. Oh, Blossom. I don't even know not to be able to have that closure. My heart goes out to you. It really does. Sending you so much love. I hope you've been able to find some figures that, you know, can be supportive mothers to, you know, help bolster that energy, because to lose it completely, wow. And then not knowing. Sending you so much love, Wendy. Oh, I've just realized I've gone way over time. Oh, darling. Oh, you know, I know 40 years, you can be okay now, but you know, on an archetypal level, I understand what you would have gone through, and I'm still sending you love. Interesting lessons we have in life, isn't it? Anyway, I best get going. Love to you all. Remember, I've got the 3-day content challenge next week. You can sign up for it. So anyone that has an online business or starting to do their online business and don't know how to write about yourself, don't know how to promote yourself, don't want to be a sleazy car salesman, I can show you how to, in a really sacred way, be yourself, own your power, and make connections and make money from people and build that genuine relationships. Wendy, I'm sending you so much love. The not knowing is, you know, very, very heartbreaking. Good night, everybody.